Welcome to CA4IT's Online Marketing U program, episode 20, entitled 60 Seconds to Success. I'm Renata, Duma, interview coach. In last week's episode, we talked about the fact that if you're experiencing negative thoughts or feelings about your interviewing skills, it's time to get rid of them. They don't serve you, not in the least. In fact, they hinder you much more than you realize. And remember, it's not your fault. Everybody gets scared and nervous and thinks poorly of themselves from time to time. The difference between someone who's successful and someone who's not is the fact that a successful person doesn't allow these thoughts to own or affect them and works hard on consciously replacing them with positive thoughts wherever they creep up and try to take hold of them. Don't get me wrong, none of us are perfect all the time, far from it. There's a big difference between accepting positive criticism and as a result recognizing that you could do a better job at whatever, and buying into the mindset you're lousy and spinning out in negativity, which just attracts nothing but more negativity. Again, think positive if you want positive results. It's called the law of attraction. It's real and indisputable, so make it work for you. As I mentioned earlier, you've most likely been taught to think all wrong when it comes to interviews and how to sell yourself to a prospective employer. And I'll wager you weren't taught interviewing or communication skills either while doing your technical degree. Effective communication skills, it's where it's at these days. If you can't talk the talk, you'll likely not get to walk the walk at all. But there's good news. These skills can be acquired at any age over a relatively short period of time. If, of course, you're willing to commit to learning and then practicing them. You can start by wrapping your head around some really basic logical concepts that will change the way you think so you can change the way you act and communicate. Get confident and get hired now. First, let's identify the issue. Did you know that statistically you've only got 60 seconds to get hired in an interview and that you're not likely to get hired just because you can do the job? Let me reiterate. If you can't sell yourself to a recruiter or employer hook, line, and sinker within the first 60 seconds of your interview, you'll never make it to the 3-minute mark, much less have a hope in Hades of getting hired. As Shakespeare said, there's the rub. No one ever said interviewing wasn't a tricky business. But don't despair. I can help you with that. You're not going to learn anything worthwhile just from reading books or listening to self-help CDs, other than the generally accepted do's and don'ts of an interview. That information is readily available in bookstores and is plastered all over the internet. All they have to say is the same thing. Do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, wear this, don't wear that. When you're asked this, say that. All that stuff is a no-brainer. You already know all that stuff. So why are you still not getting hired? I'll tell you why. It's because nobody ever taught you how to do it. What to do next? Tune into CA4IT's Online Marketing U program, episode 21, entitled Why Right-Brainers Rule. And I'll share even more valuable information that will help you focus your thoughts and communicate more effectively. I promise. I'm Renata, Duma, interview coach. See you there.